I have a hot dog?
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Luke Chamley. Today we have a special episode where we're speaking with students here at MSU Denver who have been working on their end of semester projects. First up, Timothy Lee. I'm here with the hottest Timothy in entertainment. No, not Chalamet, Timothy Lee. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, so I wanted to talk a bit about some of your works and just start off with the most recent thing I know about the audio drama. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what it is, what the premise is?
Sure. All right, let me tell you. So the audio drama is kind of like a meta thing, right? It's about two hosts hosting a true crime podcast, right? And then a serial killer just comes in and kills them. That's literally the whole premise, by the way. Yeah,
okay, cool.
yeah.
What's the name of the audio drama?
So I don't think we even have an official name. It was like, for me, I'll call it the Footstep Killer Podcast.
Well, that's the official
Yeah,
name
that's
now.
the official name now.
And here's a clip from the Footstep Killer podcast.
Another day, another dollar.
That's what I'm saying. What's up, Tim?
Oh, just been working here like always.
How was the weekend, J-Dub?
It was good, but this guy was just standing outside of my house for hours.
That is weird, man. I'm pretty sure I had someone in my house, too. Left a bunch of footprints.
Wait, that reminds me, guys. We got a package delivered this morning.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
You know what's crazy? It was a human head, but I'm not sure who it's from.
How long did it take you guys to develop the whole idea and eventually record it and all that?
I would say like probably like a day, honestly. So like we literally set up like the time of us meeting up in like the podcast center or whatever. We literally came in and we just brainstormed like literally everything. And then like I would say probably after like 3 hours of brainstorming, we like did like a whole rehearsal of the whole thing multiple times. And then that was the first session. The second session though, which is like I say Monday at Thanksgiving break, we all came together, spent like a few more hours just doing the whole thing, honestly. It's basically all in one go, yeah.
Sweet,
yeah.
okay. And how long is the runtime of the piece?
I think it's about like 7-8 minutes long in the final piece, yeah.
And I know you weren't like the story developer for that one.
Yeah.
But how would you compare your enjoyment of working on that compared to your enjoyment working on The Invincible Box?
That's a good one, actually. I would say that I enjoyed working on the audio drama a little more because like I felt like I was. Let me think about this real quick. Like I think there's more chemistry between us like collaborating with each other than with the Invisible Box, honestly. Because like to me, the Invisible Box, we got everything done. We got the job done and stuff like that. But there wasn't really much like going on after that. But with like the audio drama, I feel like there was like more between us. Like we felt like more passionate about the project, So.
If you don't know what we're talking about, here's a clip from The Invincible Box. Is there a certain aspect of The Invincible Box which you really enjoyed, like coming up with the story idea? Because I understand you came up with the idea, or was the acting more interesting to you? What part like really drew you to that?
I think it was just like the whole story because like, to be honest, it was kind of like a last sort of like idea that I came up with that I had to present in class, And then when I presented in class, like she's like, "All right, you're the director," and I'm like, okay, I guess so. But then like she said just flesh it out. When I started fleshing it out, it was like really fun, just think of like wacky ways and ideas that I can make it really funny. Acting though, like it's not really my forte, but I decided to just be the actor because I'm the one that came with the idea. So why not, right?
Yeah.
So
Cool.
Yeah.
And you graduate in spring, right?
Yeah.
So do you have any projects you're looking forward to in the upcoming semester working on, or any ideas like that?
Yeah, just now, I think I really want to do like kind of like a comic maybe, or just like write like just a textbook story, whatever. And like if I really have the time, like I want to do some sort of like animation because that's something that I like to do. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Timothy, for joining us. You can check out all of his works in full in the description. Thank you.
Timothy, thank you. We're now here with Luke Chamley. Luke is the director of Normal Activity, one of VP3's amazing short films this semester. Luke, what was it like to direct your second short film?
Aiden, thanks for having me, first off. Second off, it was a pretty fun time directing Normal Activity. It was cool for many reasons, but one of which is that we got to work with actual actors, people who really want to be in front of a camera. So getting to direct them was a really cool part of the experience for me.
I imagine it was a little bit different than directing yourself, which you have done in the past. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's a little different because I have to actually say what I want people to do instead of just thinking about it and then trying to improve. So yeah, it was a little different to say the least, but a welcome difference.
What was your relationship like with your actors?
I think it was pretty cordial. I wouldn't say we were best buds or anything like that, but talking to them between takes and stuff when there were notes and things of that sort, as well as just trying to keep communication open outside of time in the studio and on production days, just to keep people up to date on what's going on with the project, but also just to keep a constant dialogue so they can bring up anything they need to bring up.
For those who don't know, what is Normal Activity about?
Normal Activity is a mockumentary about a group of student ghost hunters. And they are setting out on an expedition to go into the Tivoli basement to try to prove the existence of a local ghost who's called the Gold Miner. So Normal Activity follows the actions of the crew on the ghost hunt.
And I believe you also wrote this short film. Can you tell us a little bit about that writing process?
I co-wrote it with a certain Aiden Rose.
Sure.
And so the writing process was basically Aiden and I, you and I, we found this old video of a student ghost hunting club that actually existed for MSU Denver, where they went to the Tivoli and filmed themselves trying to find a ghost. And we thought it was very funny. And I thought that it could be a good mockumentary to do as a short film, and you didn't necessarily share those opinions. So I wrote the first draft, and then we submitted it, and then once it got picked up, we worked on it together from there and tweaked it a bunch.
Can you tell us what your next short film project will entail?
I don't really know, because the next short film project I'll be doing is for the MSU 72. So part of that project is not knowing until the project begins, and then the first day developing the idea, maybe writing a script, maybe more of an outline, more of a very loose script at least. So I really don't know. It'll be whatever is the subject of that film.
Here's a clip from Normal Activity.
Over the years, there's been numerous reported evidence collected on the gold miner. He was first recorded years ago when he was first heard crying out, "Gold!" Due to this and the name of the campus, we believe he was a miner, which is where his name comes from. Unfortunately, the first few tapes were lost, and the oldest surviving tape is this.
Talk about a prima donna, am I right? Youch! Well, speaking of, our next guest, co-director and producer of Cost of Greed, Brennan Jones. Welcome back to the show. My next guest, Brennan Jones, worked on an audio drama this semester called The Spree. Brennan, thanks for coming. Would you like to just give us a rundown of what the story's about?
Yeah, first, thank you for having me. This is a great pleasure to work with two fantastic artists. What was the question again?
Can you just give us like a synopsis of the spree?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So it started out just kind of an idea in the classroom. We were getting pitched the podcast project, and so the first thing I thought of was a kind of a meta idea for the podcast environment. So I thought popular podcasts kind of do true crimes. So I thought of the idea of having a true crime podcast get interrupted by the actual killer. And the idea kind of sprang from there.
Cool. Who are the two writers you were working with?
Yeah, so I worked with Tim and I worked with Braden. Fabrizio was also a major part. He was the killer. He brought a kind of a aspect that we didn't have. And we also pulled in another person to help out with the sponsor reads. Her name's Jada. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry, Jada, if I pronounced your name wrong.
Brennan also worked on The Cost of Greed this semester. Here's a clip from the short film.
Look at this, a $2 bill. I mean, how many of those you see? How much you think it's worth? I don't know.
Man, what are you doing? Don't steal.
I'm not stealing, I'm just borrowing it.
Whoa, this guy is rich.
Can you give us a synopsis of The Cost of Greed?
Yeah, absolutely. You have a kind of an honest, moral character showing up to a project, and he is going to help move. What he's told to do is to help move these items out of a storage area into his van, and the kind of underlying idea is that he's being tricked into robbing a person's home. And so he has to make a moral decision, and I think the other character, Henry, played by Jonathan, kind of plays the other role, where he is much more greedy. He is throughout the entire film shown as kind of the opposite of Peter. He has the moral, he has the negative moral aspect, where he is there to make money. He's more focused on cash, anything he can find, he steals. There's a couple moments where he actually steals like ramen, and so he's just basically in there to take advantage of the situation. And so then we have a kind of a switch from Peter leaving. Peter, played by Nico, he's leaving, and Henry goes full on, just robs the house and gets chased down by the owner, played by Neil. And that was actually my favorite scene to shoot, the chase scene, just because it was just a whirlwind. You know, that was kind of the moment when I kind of stepped up as director, and I was like, I got an idea, let's shoot this for like 2 hours straight, just get as many chase shots as we can, and we'll just kind of put it together. And it turned out really, really funny, actually.
Awesome. Well, you mentioned the whirlwind, and my understanding is that you filmed everything in 1 day of shooting. How was that experience?
That was quite the day, honestly. We had gone up the day before and kind of set things up, you know, lighting, blocking a lot of the pre-production staging of the production. And then the day we showed up, we all got there at like 6:30, around 6:37. And this is up in the mountains, so we're waking up like 5 in the morning, something like that. And we all kind of showed up around the same time, and just right from the start, you know, you could tell that we didn't want to prolong this. We wanted to get everything done as much as possible, so we didn't have to wake up at 5 in the morning again. So we definitely had like kind of that moment where it was like, let's get everything done. And we kind of expanded a few roles as well, because we started to realize that a few of the characters did not have as deep a story arc as we wanted. So we started to expand their roles and coming up with ideas kind of just on the spot and filming them and kind of like bringing them into the fold and the story.
What sort of inspirations were there for that project? Any like films of the past or shows or books or anything like that?
Yeah, so I definitely pull from different artists and films, books, music. Anytime I do a project, I tend to pull from the people I'm inspired by. This time I had a few Pulp Fiction references. We had basically a few times where we were like, let's kind of give an homage to this moment, especially the chase scene and the post-credit scene. Those were two of the moments in the film that I was like, let's kind of, give a shout out to my favorite director, Tarantino.
Well, Brendan, thank you for joining me today, and we'll be right back. Well, that wraps up our end of the semester special here at the show. Hit us up if you'd like to contribute. We'll be starting season 2 in January. Thanks again.